Hello, everybody. Welcome to the All Aboard podcast. This is episode 2, and I'm joined with my co-host Titus. Say hello, Titus.
Hello, everybody.
He was introduced last time as a self-proclaimed person who tweets and makes
Twitter
music.
expert. I'm a Twitter expert and a musician.
He does take care of our twitting problems, and we have recurring guests. Drew, say hello, please.
Heidi ho.
Hey ho.
Thank you, Drew. And we have another recurring guest, Asa, Titus's old brother.
Hello, I'll be auditioning today with Despacito.
And today we swapped out Logan because he was being a little bit sassy last time. We got the better Drew, also known as Kylen. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Kylen. I am known as the Better Drew because I am the Better Drew.
It's very true.
I actually really
And-
did want to talk about that today. How similar. First, we have a couple of announcements real quick. The website is up and running. It's been great, so be sure to visit that.
Very true. Mm-hmm.
It's in the description, as are all of everyone who has a social media. All of our socials are in the description. Follow our Twitter and subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our SoundCloud. And we actually have a sponsor of this video. And
Very true.
I'll get more about that in a little bit, like 30.
Yeah.
Who was dumb enough to sponsor us?
I say that. Hold on.
It's a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
But anyways, welcome everybody. How are we all doing this fine night?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm
Great.
excited. I'm excited to
I'm
podcast.
doing
You
good.
know, I am too.
Have tea this time. What's everyone drinking?
I'm drinking tea, and you know what? I have a little
What kind of
thing
tea?
about this. I have no idea. It's
I'm drinking
brown.
some cream soda flavored Dr. Pepper.
That's good. That's good shit.
A man in
I'm
class.
drinking milk.
And I'm kind of choking on it too.
Drew.
We're just gonna have a
the
fun
milk
time
drinker.
editing your coughs out. On the mic, Kylen. Throwing the mic as he coughs. Hey, so what kind of tea are you drinking?
Lemon lime twist tea, I think. Lemon lime twist, yes. So it's just a black tea with lemon and lime.
I'm drinking mint lemon.
Very nice. I actually have a little thing to say about the tea that I'm drinking tonight. It's a short little bit, but before we started, I walked to my fridge with my mug in my hand to get something to drink, just to warm up my pipes. And I went out, and I was expecting some sort of soda, because I'm a soda drinker, but I do love tea, so I'm not necessarily upset. And so I looked in there, and sodas. I was looking for a dark soda because my family are all hooligans and don't get Sprite. And I looked in there, and I saw a big tub of soy sauce. And there's a good 2 seconds where I was like, "Am I about to drink soy sauce? Am I about to pour soy sauce in my mug?" And then I saw tea. I was like, you know what? Never mind. Going for the tea.
That is a very Pennant Games move.
Oh, we talking about Bennett now?
What are we talking about? Are we talking about
I
that
said
whore?
Pennant. Wow, you just said
Pennant
said his
Games.
name. Wow.
Wow, we have to.
I
we
use
have to
his
cut
online
that out,
alias.
even though it's the same thing.
What does he not use his actual name?
He does pin it. So you mute
No,
it
he
again.
uses Pennant.
He does pin it. Don't know why. He does. He doesn't care. You call him Bennett on his live streams. It's to set him apart from all the other streamers named Bennett. I think there's one like Italian dude.
The one Italian dude.
Bennett. He's like, I'm playing some of Minecraft.
Bennett does like those nice Italian sideburns.
That's so stupid. Don't even get me started on that. Actually, real quick, I do want to get into this. I want to talk about how similar Kylen and Drew are. We'll go alphabetically. So Drew and then Kylen. I'm gonna have a series of questions for you guys. And we'll each answer them. So, like I said, alphabetically. So Drew to Kylen. How tall
Answer
are you?
Answer them honestly, please.
What is your height?
Can Kylen answer first?
I kind of go first.
Okay, so last time I actually measured, I was like 5'5.5", but
Mm.
now I've
Embarrassing.
grown since. I'm gonna guess I'm 5'6.5" now, so maybe
Ooh,
5'6".
tall
I
boy.
wanna, I know,
Tall boy.
very tall.
You
So
know, I always
Andrew?
like him tall, Kylen.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, no. The reason I want Kylen to go first was because I was going to say, yeah, I'm 5'7" at this point.
Mm.
I knew he
You
was
actually,
going to be
though?
below 5'7".
It's not.
Shorter.
Drew
That's
shorter.
what I thought.
He's
That's what- you had
lying.
something right?
He's just trying to be the better Drew.
Yeah. Someone needs to keep a tally of every time Titus interrupts someone, because it's already
You're
happened
so
twice
rude,
tonight.
Titus. I can't believe you.
Wow, how
Yeah.
dare you? You know what? You should leave.
You know, this is the make
I'll
fun of
keep a
Titus
tally.
hour.
Logan's not here. I accept this.
Always.
All right. So question numero dos. What's your favorite hobby?
Well, what's all men's favorite hobby?
Drew, this is not one of
Right.
those podcasts.
Fishing.
You see,
I'm kidding. No,
It could be
I would
though.
probably say drawing is my passion.
Uh-huh. And Kylen, what is your
Kylen,
passion?
What is your passion?
Uh-huh.
well, I have many hobbies. That would
Mhm.
include drawing, gaming, painting, crafting,
Crafting.
plumbing,
Dude, he's a Minecraft player.
construction. You know, I have many hobbies.
But
Other
you
than
said
just
drawing
on that
first.
list.
Other than just drawing.
You said it first, though.
Said it first. It's number one on that list.
And Titus, was there any more questions, or have you proven our point?
What's your taste in women?
Chubby. Not really. Um,
Like them big.
I like them chunky.
yeah, no, I would probably say I like girls who are either calm and, rational.
Mm-hmm.
And/or-
That explains a lot of your decisions.
Yeah. I'm irrational, but I'm also irrational,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
You want
So
somebody to balance
I
you
want
out.
somebody who can talk me out of it. And/or I want
And
girls who
Kylen?
can keep up with me.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I can talk you out of a lot of things. I can also
And
talk you
Kylen?
into things.
Kylen, what is your taste in women?
Well, my taste in women, you see, when
You say
I
you're a
met
girlfriend, I'm
my-
gonna shoot you.
It's the women that act like a feminine version of Trey.
No.
well,
It's
you
like,
see,
my
men-
taste in women is my girlfriend. She's just complete.
honestly, I was gonna say my
Even
girlfriend,
start with that.
but to be
I knew
serious,
you were. That's why I said this.
well,
Titus,
stop interrupting me, and
interrupting.
maybe I can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Titus.
I love how me and Kylen said that at the same time.
Anyway,
So,
my taste
Go
in
on, Kylen.
women, I would say that because personally, I don't just go off of looks at all. I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, looks would be nice,
He's not
but
like the other guys.
you see, I go mostly off of personality because it's the personality that mostly counts, not the looks.
how many
Right.
personalities?
58.
minimum.
All three of them, baby.
Are you into the schizophrenic, or are you more into
5,
the
one for each
sociopathic?
year.
I like a personality that is somewhat funny, but also respectful. So,
Do you like the rational ones as well?
bro, why do I need the rational ones? I am the rational one.
Are you?
Do you like crazy
No.
girls?
No. I've dated
I mean,
one.
he's into an exhibitionist.
I've dated a crazy girl before, so
This goes into my next question.
Yeah, probably the 16-year-old dating a 14-year-old is pretty crazy.
no, it was a 14-year-old dating a 17-year-old.
Hmm. Hey, Kylen, you said you're the rational one, right? You said that you're the rational one, Kylen?
Más o menos.
I could use somebody a little bit rational
Well, what about
for
Friday?
this lonely,
Rational me,
for this
daddy.
lonely Sunday
I
night.
thought we were going subtle.
we'll probably see.
I thought you said
that.
subtle with the bit. I made a really subtle joke, and none of you guys heard it or appreciated it. You asked how many personalities for
Wait,
Kylen, and I went
wait.
55, one for each year.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean, bit? What are you talking about?
We're,
Shut up! If you're gonna do that crap, don't even speak to me.
we're not.
Don't even
what
go.
do you-
Oh, what bit?
Okay, got any more questions?
Yeah, are you done interrogating us?
But those are the
No,
only two. That was it.
I feel like
Asa
we're
or
doing our
Trey.
part.
Trey,
I kept trying to ask one.
But he was
Ooh,
in the middle of
Titus.
talking.
Anyways,
Have you guys considered licking my balls?
you've licked mine.
I enjoyed it.
I mentioned soy sauce earlier, and me almost consumed my soy sauce in a mug-like manner, and that reminded me of my love for egg rolls, also known as one of my favorite foods. Do you all have any favorite foods?
Ooh,
Yes.
Okay, since Drew ain't talking, I'll guess I'll go. Personally, I like foods that I like, personally. But
Yeah.
the most food that I prefer to eat more than any other food is Alfredo. Fettuccine Alfredo.
that's actually interesting.
That
Mhm.
and any kind of macaroni, but there's
Mhm.
I hate
also
chicken
this
Alfredo.
my uncle, he makes this very, very good Italian garlic mac and cheese. It's really good.
Hey, Kylen,
Yes.
don't talk about macaroni. You hear me? We don't talk about macaroni here. This is a no macaroni zone.
Bro,
Did he really?
I was just saying what I liked.
Anyways, Asa, you were going
Yeah.
to say favorite food?
Yes. It would either be Runza, which is a fast food restaurant in Nebraska. They have a pastry called a Runza, which is basically a really fancy German pig in a blanket, except it's other fillings than just a piece of sausage.
That what we had Friday?
Yes,
That was good.
so good. It's effectively delicious fillings wrapped in a yeast roll. Very delicious. It would be that or a horseshoe, which is diner food with a meat topped on top of toast, covered in fries and nacho cheese, or hash browns and gravy. Your choice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Titus, do you have a favorite food?
I do, but it's not like a normal food.
I'm worried.
I don't eat
Is it
food. I
paste?
photosynthesize.
Titus, is it paste? We all know they ate paste as a child.
But I photosynthesize.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's called cellular respiration for us.
I eat.
Oh, okay. Drew, what's your favorite food?
I'm kidding. I probably.
Mac
I'll
and
say like a-
cheese.
Right,
Yeah.
no, hold on. Hold on. Drew?
It's fair. It's
Hold on.
fair.
Drew, we need
I'd
to
say
Tweet about it later. Don't worry. No, it's fair. Continue.
Drew, we need to have a talk after this.
yeah.
This is no mac and cheese zone.
I'm sorry guys, but I actually had
Almost said mac and cheese.
mac and cheese for dinner.
Oh, did
We
you?
were actually on call while I was eating it.
Mmm.
I was literally flipping the mac and cheese straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Trey, I
Well,
thought you were Irish, not Italian, because you're really big in noodle fascist right now.
oh, that's an inspiration for Asa.
Ooh.
Do that. Does that mean he gets to talk over someone?
No, never.
Always.
His name isn't Titus.
Yes, I can. I can do it.
All right.
Sorry, I'm loud.
Now, I
Speak louder.
have a favorite food. Crazy, I know. My favorite food is a Vietnamese dish,
don't.
which is a bone or pho bone, and it's very nostalgic. I used to go eat it with my mother, and I remember one time I went to go get some food, and we were with her friend. I forget what her friend's name is, but we'll call her Amelia. Amelia and my mother, we went, and my mother got pho. She got, I think it was just egg rolls because she wasn't hungry, and I got bon. Um, and so, we're eating. And so my mom, she saw something that she hadn't recognized. It was some sort of a Vietnamese hot sauce. And we were sitting there, and she was like, I wonder how hot this is. And I was like, try it, Mom. She was like, okay. And mind you, I was around 11. So if this was going to be potentially too hot, I was going to laugh. And so she, poured it in. She poured in the hot sauce. She stirred around. She started eating. She was like, oh, this isn't that hot. And then 13 minutes later, we're driving down the road, and she has to stop 15 times because it gave her food poisoning. Unfortunately.
That's kind of sick.
Titus.
That's kind of sick.
The pho
Straight
reminded
up,
me
that's
of
cool.
another.
What was that I said?
The pho reminded me of a dish that I really like, which is miso soup. Very simple but very tasty.
Mm.
Oh, I like rice buns.
My favorite place to go eat Vietnamese food and fun and all that is Fuck You. It's a great place. I would give it 5 stars if I was not lazy, and I would go on Yelp and give it 5 stars. But I'm lazy, unfortunately, so I'm not going to do that. But Fuck You is such a great place, honestly.
Is that an actual place? Or am I reading?
You never heard of Fuck You?
Oh, Asa.
Kylen, you've heard of Fuck You, right?
Many times.
I've heard of the Pho King Best.
Mm-hmm. What's that, Titus?
He said, real quick, fuck you. Just walked into my room and threw shit at me.
Kylen, have you ever been to Fuck You?
I have.
Yeah, it's a great place. I like to, whenever I go in, it's a real joy to walk in there and just say, you know what, I really love Fuck You.
Fuck in it. They were
Yeah,
gonna be
never
like, fuck you.
What's that, Kylen?
I've never heard or seen Titus there though. That's a mysterious question.
Oh yeah, Titus, do you like Vietnamese food?
Not really. I'm not much of a food guy, if I'm gonna be honest.
That's
I
fair.
eat
You
a
do like
lot
mac
of,
and cheese.
I eat burgers and Chinese food and wings. It's
That's
really my
fair.
whole diet.
Titus, maybe I can take you and your macaroni cheese loving ass to Fuck You, and maybe you'll like some
me?
Vietnamese food. I didn't say that. I said I'm going to take you to Fuck
Fuck
You.
me. They take me to
No,
fuck.
Titus. No, Titus, I never said that. I'm just saying I'm going to take you to Fuck You.
It sounds a lot like you're implying that you're gonna lay me.
I'm going to lay you down at a table, and I'm going to order you some food, and it's going to be on me because I'm a nice friend. And I'm going to take Kylen because that'll be a nice night together.
Can you remind me what this restaurant's called?
Fuck You.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Dude,
Write that down.
I have a question. Did you go whenever you were sheltered?
Did I what?
Okay. Did you go whenever you were sheltered and were not allowed to curse?
Oh, whenever I was in elementary school, I went to a school, and I remember whenever I was there, it was a sort of place where like cursing was seen as like, oh my goodness, you've sinned, you're going to hell.
Oh yeah.
And so the one time I was just sitting there, I was like, yeah, and I live with my mom at times, like, yeah, my mom, she lets me say frick. And the kids were like, oh my gosh. And then they got a teacher on me, and then I got in detention for saying the word
You
frick.
said frick.
I said frick.
At my co-op, I got in trouble for saying fudge.
Hey. We're gonna have to bleep out that frick.
Oh,
You
it's
are.
fine. Yeah. Hey,
At my
you know what that
graduation,
Insert with a fuck.
at my graduation with that said co-op, we got to choose our songs that we walked out onto.
Oh yeah.
So I chose a song from Metal Gear Solid 3, the Snake Eater song. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't use the lyric version of it because it said the word crime. My sister spent several hours editing it just so it cut out the word crime. They rejected it because it said it in the original lyrics.
Wow. They didn't want you propagating your crimes to the
And
school.
then
The thing, it was
my
gonna be
then
played
girlfriend, now
over-
ex-girlfriend,
Asa?
graduated to the to Hedwig's theme from Harry Potter, but no one batted an eye at that.
Well, they just kind of did that in their defense.
True.
Drew, were you going to say something?
I was going to say, actually, now you're not allowed to graduate with lyrics.
Oh, you're not allowed to anymore?
Nope.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh.
Well, Logan's pissed.
Yeah.
What
Me
did
too.
Logan
He's over it.
suggest?
Logan was going to have his be like Odd Loop by I forgot who.
That's a good band,
One of my
honestly.
buddies.
You know what that
doing
reminds
it-
me of? Hold on. You know, Drew, you know what that reminds me of? I think I've heard, what was the song called?
Odd Loop.
You know, I think I heard that song in the radio on my way to fuck you.
Really?
Yeah, you know, I was going to go eat some nice hot Vietnamese egg rolls, some spring rolls, and some nice pho and a bone. And I was gonna go enjoy my time at fuck you.
one of my buddies, song he is choosing for
Mhm.
graduation is doing the instrumental version of the Psych theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun, and we're me and him are gonna shout the lyrics out from our chairs. Actually, don't know what song I'm doing yet.
Huh.
Really? I thought you already would have decided.
No, because the stupid lyric thing, it's screwing me over. A part of me
Huh.
just wants to say fuck it in the last. I'm gonna try and get up. I want to somehow push my way back into the projector room wherever they're gonna have it. I'll change my song to like Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.
Huh.
Oh, please no.
I'm tempted to make mine just a soundtrack.
Do the
of
Walking Dead theme.
over and over again.
I know what song I'll do.
That's
Do that song.
you know
Fuck
that
You by,
you know that might
Lily Allen.
Yeah, that one. That one.
imagine imagine some high school influencer and they get sponsored to play like an ad as their music as they're walking across the stage.
This graduation is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends.
And wait, you know, Titus,
We're
my
gonna do
dear
that.
co-host,
That's it. I'm doing the Raid Shadow Legends bit.
you know what that reminds me of, Titus?
What?
We have a very important sponsor today, don't we?
Oh, we do. We have a sponsor for this episode.
Would you like to share?
I think me and Trey are the only ones that actually know. Oh, Drew knows also.
Oh yeah, we haven't said that yet.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for them.
sponsor. You shouldn't say that. We need sponsors. Sponsor for today's podcast is our own website because I worked really hard on it. Please
Very
visit
true.
it. But we're trying to get a forum and running for it. You can ask
So you're
questions.
sponsoring yourself?
We never said that. Hold on. We're not sponsoring ourselves. The podcast is not sponsoring the podcast. The website is sponsoring the
the
podcast.
website. I'm in
Yeah,
charge.
but the website sponsors the podcast.
Hey, Asa,
Yeah?
So the website houses the podcast.
we
Now it's
don't.
sponsoring it.
Hold on. A quick message, Asa. We do not.
So I don't come into your house and question your business method.
Oh, I figured out what I
It's
want to do. I want to be the guy in charge of the money.
Oh yeah.
You said I could choose
What?
the chief
Because we have so much.
financial officer, the CFO.
Hey, Asa. Quick thing.
With the finance to organize.
Hold on one moment. Asa, you said
Yeah.
we do not. Just in the contract, it just said that we don't encourage free think around here. I want you to remember that part of your contract. Thank you, Asa. Sure.
If you notice, I
that
signed it Kutro Jotaro.
Oh, and the JoJo references
Real
begin.
quick, Asa.
I hear
Asa,
JoJo.
real quick. If you notice at the bottom of the contract, it says the location of work. It simply says "fuck you."
Yeah,
I know that's a good place to work from. It's got tons of good food.
yeah.
But you're the CFO there.
Titus. That reminds me, Titus. We all need to go together sometime, and we all, Asa, Drew, Kylen, you too. We all need to go to Fuck You. It is such a great place to go eat.
Okay, just as long as
This episode sponsored by. Can that be
Trey,
the name of the
I know
episode? Just fuck
you and
you.
Kristen are having some issues, but you don't need to take it out on us. I mean, that's what you got Kylen for, right?
I don't know
No.
what you're talking about. But
And your
You know-
JoJo mangas.
you know what? I would love
I can change my name to Kaida.
I would love to be sponsored by a Vietnamese restaurant, especially Fuck You. That would be such a great sponsor.
Let's hit them up. Let's hit them up.
Hold on. Here, wait, can I
I'm
say,
Googling them right now.
can I just do an ad read? Can I do an ad lib?
So,
Real quick, before we do this,
What's that
before we
time?
do this, I want to say, any listeners that are hearing us saying "fuck you" a lot and feel that it may be that you're kind of taking it to heart and that it feels like it's being aimed towards you, it absolutely is. Whenever you hear us say the words "fuck you," take it deep to heart. And be like, "Oh, this hurts."
Titus, that's really mean. I like to keep it lighthearted. Speaking of lighthearted, Fuck You is such a lighthearted, nice Vietnamese restaurant. It's such great decor. And honestly,
This is big
I'm gonna
on the
find-
go.
I'm gonna find their business
Logan,
page.
whenever you edit this, just skip this entire bit.
Do not skip this bit. If you this, I'll redo the ad read and we'll skip from here.
Asa, you know what?
hmm.
Fuck you for saying that.
Hey, Drew, that's really mean. But
That's
honestly,
offensive.
I feel like to reconcile for that rude comment, we can all go down to Fuck You and have a nice meal over it, and I'll feel better about ourselves.
I'll buy you the fuck off platter.
That's interesting. And I thought the poo poo platter was a weird name.
Anyways, so speaking of restaurants, there's a lot of restaurants that have weird sort of events that happen at them, right? There's a lot of them that are spooky haunted. That reminds me of a time. Hold on. That reminds me of a time, not at that Vietnamese restaurant, but there's another restaurant that I was at that had I forget what it is, but they had a kettle, right? The kettle sat in the corner, and they said that the reason why the kettle sat in the corner that nobody can touch it because there's a glass case around it is that the previous owner died holding the kettle in their hand, and that was their sort of prized kettle. And so there's always a weird stuff about it. Recently, though, that the glass has been shattered and they have picked up the kettle. Thankfully, nothing happened. But the reason why I'm going off this tangent is because I was wondering, have you guys ever had any sort of supernatural experiences?
I have.
Time.
Hold on. Let Kylen go first. Kylen, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I had some here and there, but also
Masturbating
I
does
don't
not
I
count.
forgot what how little I was, but
Uh-huh.
I lived in Norman at the time when this happened, and I was I'd say around like 7 years old, maybe even 8, and I decided to fall asleep in my room at like 12 o'clock, for instance, and I had a dream, more of a nightmare, not a dream. The nightmare was about me waking up and hearing a bang in my closet. When I go to
Ooh.
check that closet, there's this elongated man who maybe it was a woman. I think it was a woman because the hair was very long and black.
Uh-huh.
And she grabbed my legs and started dragging me into the closet, which was pitch black.
Is this like
So-
your sleep? What is this? Sleep paralysis? Is this your demon?
I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while, if so.
Is this
but-
your like dream?
No, but listen, I've had this dream 3 times the same day every year.
Huh.
And every time, because I'll tell you why. So when the demon drags me into the closet, I'll bust my way out and run to my parents' room, and then I'd like sit on on the floor as an idiot, and the demon would like jump scare me in the face like a video
Huh.
would, and then I wake
Uh-huh.
up. And when I wake up in my parents' room when I fell asleep in
Crazy.
my room. So the weird thing is, I have no, because I don't sleepwalk or anything. So I don't
Uh-huh.
know how I get to my parents' room if I
Crazy.
don't sleepwalk. I know it's like there's someone there actually dragging me to over there to my parents' room.
Yeah. You know, that
His
is
little brother.
Right.
um
No, that's Big Brother.
and
No, he has the strength. Do you see how far he can walk with run 10,000 miles?
Asa, you were saying that you had a story as well?
I do. This was probably sleep paralysis, but you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was laying on top of the top bunk. This is back when me and Ty shared a bed, and I'm just laying there yearning for a drink of water. When the way our bed was situated was with the door open, you could see it aligned perfectly where you could see through the hallway, through the living room, and into the kitchen. And so I was laying there and I looked up and I saw this tall lady in kind of glowing light with glowing robes and hair.
Mm.
Kind of like this is before I'd seen it, but imagine how like Galadriel looks before she goes all like demon mode
Yeah.
from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It was like that, except really tall. And so she's
Hmm.
just slow walking, holding a glass of water. She held it out to me and kind of like lifted it up to me. And like I just stared at it because I couldn't move to drink it. And she just gave this very disappointed kind of look of disdain and then slowly walked out and disappeared.
Titus, you're a family member, so you'd be the most likely to share this. Have you ever had something like this?
Like that one. I've had a small handful of them.
Mm.
Most notable one was I think we can say location. Way. We were camping at the Wichita Mountain. So we'd been hiking. Me, my dad, and so we'd taken a trail. And so we were off looking at some. No, it wasn't at. I lied. It wasn't at
Was it
the
Pelodoro?
Wichita. It was at a Paladora Canyon. So it was. This was a spot in Texas. So we're on this trail. They had this place called the Lighthouse.
Mm.
This big giant rock. It's called that because it looks like a lighthouse in the middle of the canyon. And so me, Ace, and my dad, we traveled to a couple miles hike out there. Found out that we were looking at it, and so I climbed up the top of it.
Yeah.
It's a good just beat rock.
Mm.
So I'm up at the top. And so while I'm up there, there's nothing around it. There's no trees that you can see for a while because like it's on a mountain and out.
Yeah.
And so as I'm up there, I just hear like old timey piano, like the like pianos and like Western
Oh,
movies that like
you were here in the
autoplay.
tavern? Or not the tavern, but the saloon.
I hear like one of those playing curtains, and then I heard an organ. There's no buildings out there. It freaked me out. I climbed back down, and I followed Ace around for the rest of the time we were up there.
Huh.
Hmm.
That one got me. And then one time I was in the woods out with my at my grandpa's house. I was out there by myself, and I was just walking around the woods, saw big kind of footprints. Not footprints, it was more of like pushed down earth. And then kept hearing like the noises that like get made when something's moving behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Swear to God, I kept hearing that behind me, and I turned around, there was nothing there. After like the second or third one, I just full on get all the way back to my grandpa's house.
Crazy.
But I think that's one that got me the most. These are the
Uh-huh.
woods by myself, and every time it sounded like someone was like right behind me. There's nothing there.
Huh.
That kind of reminds me where I was at my grandma's house, and I decided to go use the restroom before I left to go to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in there for a while, and I hear a knock. I'm like, "Hello, I'm in here at the moment." And then I just heard this like whisper in my ears. I'm like, "What the
Mm.
heck was that?" So After that happened, I flushed, and as I was walking out of the bathroom, I heard another whisper, but this time it wasn't in my ear, but behind me. And when I turned around, there was this like misty, shadowy black figure standing in the doorway, and with glowing red eyes. I don't know what it was,
Oh my god, dude!
but it stared
I've
at me
actually
for like a good minute before I ran, and when I came back, it was gone. So
Yeah.
I've actually read about those before. I like to read the spooky like Reddit stories. A lot of people see those things. I haven't seen. I've always kind of wanted to. I forget what they're called, but they're basically like mischief spirits, if I remember correctly. They just kind of stay in houses. They just stay in houses. They'll like walk around and mess with things, but like things will be out of the place normally.
Mhm.
It's normally because of those, but like I've read hundreds of stories of people seeing those like in their kitchen at their countertops. So one of the things I've read about them is that they're more afraid of you than you're afraid of you. Like if you walk towards them, they'll scurry away.
You said it's a. What did you describe the figure as, Kylen?
So when I looked at it, it had glowing red eyes, and
Mhm.
to me, it was you could tell it had a humanoid look, but it was misty and black and shadowy. So it was like kind of walked up,
Yeah.
but you could tell it looked like a human.
Yeah, I've that reminds me. I stayed at my grandparents' house a lot in my younger years. Uh, and I would sleep in my grandpa's room. It's this big room, so where he would have his king's bed, and I would have my twin's bed off at the corner of the room, and I would sleep there. And I remember this could have been my eyes playing tricks on me, but in the doorway, I would always see this black sort of figure that had a humanoid S shape with arms, legs, body, head. No glowing eyes though, but it would just stand there, and I couldn't tell if it was looking at me or looking away or anything. And I remember one time, I couldn't make out if it was walked up to me or it just appeared but there was one that was right next to my bedside, and that was a strange little thing. But Drew, you haven't gave your 2 cents on this. Do you have any supernatural stories?
Real quick, Trey, how tall was it?
I'd say around the average male height, like 5'9", 5'10", maybe 6'1".
It's like because normally those are they're 6 to
You cut out there, Titus. What was that?
quick. They're only about 6 to 7 feet tall. Kylen, how tall was the one that you saw?
It was really really tall. I'd probably say around like 6'9",
Tall?
maybe.
Yeah, I'll send you some of the stuff
Mhm.
that read up on them. So I'll message you privately later just so you guys can read up. Because I've
Did you
actually
read it on
I should have
r/no
heard about this.
sleep?
I love r/paranormal.
Andrew, what your supernatural story?
I don't really have any, but I do have a funny story out of Halloween store.
Oh, do you? Please do tell.
Yes. So you know those random jump scares that they throw around the stores?
Hmm.
Well, so I was trying to dress up as Indiana Jones for like a school play. We'll talk about the play later, but basically, I walked into the store and they had like one of those beside the door, and like it jumped out to scare me, and I literally punched it in the face and then chunked it over the cashier counter.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and what was it? I realized what I had done, and like so I was worried, and then like I see the cashier dad just laughing at
Mhm.
me, and he
Yeah.
looked at me and said, "Yo, somebody did that last week."
Pretty funny, Drew.
Yeah. Man, I'm trying to think of all the property damage stories I've told. A lot of them I could be in jail for, but you do a lot and you're 55 years of age.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ripping numbers.
Yeah.
But speaking of property damage, one time I was hanging out with a group of friends, right? Because I used to have those in my younger years, and we were hanging out, we were around, and there was a girl there that was fond of a pretty lady. We'll call her,
Becky?
huh?
Becky?
We'll call her Kylen.
Oh,
And
okay.
so, Kylinda, we'll call it that.
Kaylina.
Kylinda. This isn't Kylen. I'm just using Kylen as a source. And Kylina, the beautiful Kyle N. She was a a rough girl. She was one of those punk kids that would like to break their angry neighbors' windows and whatnot. And so one time, I just to look cool, we went to an abandoned building. We were hanging out there. I didn't want to go in, but they kind of peer pressured me into because I was a little bitch boy back then. And so we went in, and there was a window there. And so she was like, no, it was one of her friends. One of her friends was like, I dare you break the window, and I want to look cool in front of her. And so I picked up this brick and I chucked it through the window, and in the distance I heard, hey, and I immediately booked it out. There's nothing. And it was just one of her friends messing with me. But
It's just good survival instincts.
it really is. And so I never got the girl.
Good.
No, but you got a better one.
Yeah, you, babe. No, I'm just kidding.
Actually,
Yeah, Titus?
I remember
Mhm.
I had a dream about the black silhouette thing. Just
Mm.
remember this. I was trying to find those things for Kylen. Hey, I had a freaking dream about the like black silhouette and the red eye. This was a couple years ago. It was in our old house before the one we last were in before this one. And it was in our room. Lisa was gone at a camp. I was on the top bunk by myself. I was asleep. So in the dream, it was me and my friends, and we were at Spencer's house, and we kept getting chased
Yeah.
around by one. It was a big one. It was probably 7 or 8 feet tall. It was always like 30 feet back from our group wherever we went. We went inside, stand in front of the door. So in the dream, that kept following us around. Then I remember when I woke up from that at around 6 o'clock. My alarm went off. I looked over in the corner of the room, and there was one, like just in the corner of the ceiling, just sitting there, sitting in the corner
Crazy.
of the wall. And it sat there with its red eyes. We looked back and forth at each other until about, I want to say like 8:15, and when the sun started coming up more and more, it started to just kind of did it.
Mm.
So I straight up forgot about that.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad you could remember.
Remember when I had that dream? That gave me an idea for a movie.
With my property damage story. That reminds me. I've been wondering for a while from you boys in particular. I want to hear your embarrassing stories with your crushes and whatnot. I want to hear how you didn't get the girl.
I had the best one.
You know, Titus, you have the best one. Go first.
I had the best one.
Go ahead.
So it's my freshman year, and I had this crush on this girl. Kind of freshman, she was kind of like the pretty girl. Like all the guys, low-key, crush on her.
Mhm.
Not me.
I very much had a crush on her. Oh, stop, Drew. But for a little while, at least her friend, that she did like me for a little while.
Yeah.
Because we were 14, and people don't do anything at 14. I never got ballsy to ask her out while she liked me. And so I just kind of liked her from afar. We talked every now and again.
Yeah.
But it's the last day of class, my freshman semester. So I'm like that. But I'm going to tell her that I like her.
Yeah.
And straight up, everyone is like, don't do that. This is stupid, dude. Like, Logan told me, Drew told me, Asa told me. Everyone cared about me, said, do it, dog. Except for one dude, one buddy, who was like, got the right to know, go for it. I was like, that's all I needed.
You needed
I was
one
like,
yes.
that one dissenting opinion
Titus,
is all I needed.
Titus was on a raft of his feelings, and he was in he was in a sea of no's. But one little seagull, one yes, swooped down, and it gave him like the olive branch, and he was in.
Exactly. So I was super smooth about it too. So I'd done a little bit of prep work before, and I went up to a couple of others and was like, hey, last day of class, I'm trying to get everyone's phone numbers just so I can talk to you guys over the stump. What's your phone number, buddy? And so all my friends that didn't have their phone number, so they'd give me their phone number. So I go up to the girl, I'm like, hey, it's the last day of class. I'm trying to keep in contact with everyone. Can I get your phone number? She's like, yeah, definitely. So she puts in, I'm like, so while I have you here, I want to say that I got a crush on you, and I wanted to know if you liked me.
Mm-hmm. What was the response?
She hands me my phone. She walks away.
Uh-huh.
She goes, I have to do some things. She walks away.
What was it? Before you say what was on the phone, what was her expression?
A little, I don't know if it was me remembering it that way, but I remember it as her being a little bit.
Aww.
Then she goes away. I talk to one of her friends. Her friend is like, no, she likes you. You got to ask her again. So I go and I ask her, I'm like, hey, did you do these things? Do you have time now? And she goes, yeah, I'm moving to Africa.
Oh.
Wow.
You made somebody move to Africa, Titus. Good job.
How dare you? Honestly, if I looked at you and you asked me
It's
out,
not for that reason.
I would
Her
move to
family's going to be
Antarctica
missionaries.
if I had to.
Oh. Her family's going to be missionaries?
That sounds like an excuse.
Oh.
Yeah, you can be a
Yeah.
missionary.
So I didn't single-handedly, didn't make this girl flee America.
You know, you told her, and then she got on the phone with her parents. She's like, you need to sign up for the ministry job right now. This dude, he asked me out. I don't know what to do. Please give me an excuse.
I didn't even ask her. I asked if she liked me.
And it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Either she was too embarrassed to.
I love telling that story because I'll be like, the first time I told the girl I liked her, she moved to Africa. Everyone gets really sad for me. Told it at Votech. They were all so concerned.
Yeah. So, Kylen, you know, you're a man of women.
You're a man of culture. You're a ladies' man.
Yeah, and a man of men. And so, well, I want to hear an embarrassing story for you because nobody's perfect immediately.
You see, I wouldn't say I have an embarrassing story or something like that, because you see, when I get a girlfriend, I don't just like, oh, I think she's pretty, so I'm gonna go talk to her like Titus does.
Kylen, we already heard this whole personality thing. Just give us the embarrassing details.
I am trying to tell you that I don't have one, because when I ask someone out, I make sure they're the right one. So I don't really have an embarrassing story of that.
Go to a restaurant, eat you simple bitch.
You know, Kylen.
Me as a restaurant.
Kylen, I was just about to say.
It's called Fuck You.
Hold
Trey,
on.
do you want to go to that restaurant?
Kylen, you know, I had an embarrassing crush one time, and you know, a way that I got something that I wanted to invite her to. I was gonna invite her to my favorite Vietnamese restaurant because she liked Vietnamese food. I like Vietnamese food, and so you know, we were talking back and forth, and she was like, "Yeah, no," and she said this restaurant. I said this restaurant. And I was like, yeah, no, that sounds like a good restaurant. And so the day that we got there, right, we were hanging out. We got in the car, we were going. And so we were going, we saw the stoplight, and we arrived. And I was like, oh, look, it's my favorite restaurant. We step out, we walk over, and we see it's closed. I'm like, looks like we got to go to Fuck You. And that's...
I hate how well that works as a punchline.
What do you mean a punchline? That's just where we went.
Don't act like you don't know the bit you're saying. That's my least favorite thing in comedy. When people are like,
people who actually have stories.
punchline?
I mean, you see, I don't have an embarrassing story, but
Mm.
It's kind of embarrassing, but it was a very painful story too.
Oh
So I don't know if Asa and Titus know this, but so I go to this thing called Royal Rangers for church on Wednesdays.
I know
And
what that is.
We were at a game. That's okay,
yeah. Titus.
but I was at a camp, a JLTA camp. Was my first year, so I believe it's called an AJ. And see, you know what chiggers are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
What
Oh
are?
yeah. Yeah.
supposedly, I guess I
Hold
ran
on,
through
what
tall
are?
grass. Chiggers.
Yeah.
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 I said
So
sugar. I
apparently,
was like,
I
yeah, I know
ran
it's
through
sugar.
tall grass, or I went to go I peed in the at a tree or something, and there was chiggers all over my balls. It was so painful. I couldn't stop scratching it. I had to go down to the Doc. His name is Doc, we call
Uh-huh.
him, and he
No.
had to put cream on his hand and rub my balls. And
You got a
and
physical.
I
You know,
did.
Kylen, the good thing is that you got your ointment and you got a physical at the same time. Now you can play in sports. There you go.
It was so embarrassing, but
Kylen,
now every time I see him, I just remember that moment. And I'm
Kylen,
like,
can you do me a
"What's up,
favor?
Doc?"
But Trey,
What?
I know a fact. He doesn't remember or care. He's like, oh, a nice young man. You're like, oh, he's every time you see him.
Kylen, for the people that don't know what chiggers are, can you please explain them?
Chiggers are so from
The grass fleas.
what I've been told
Grass ball.
by my dad. He said that chiggers are these little bugs that are very, very hard to see.
Mhm.
That like to get on grass, tall grass and stuff.
Mhm.
And if you get chiggers, basically they burrow into your pores or whatever, and they
Mhm.
lay eggs or something that
Mhm.
causes you to itch.
They
So
drink your blood. They're fleas. They're just basically fleas. They
okay,
But
jump all
Kylen,
over you and bite you.
yeah. So whenever they bite you, they release their toxin. I'm guessing that causes you to itch.
Yeah.
crazy.
You got it on your balls.
It's the same reason
Yeah.
mosquito bites itch. It's because they put in a chemical that makes the blood thin,
Mhm.
and so your body it gives stuff that causes inflammation to keep you from losing blood.
Hmm.
Bad thing about it too is that it wasn't just that night that happened. It happened the next day and the next day. So I was in formation itching my balls. I was at lunch itching my balls. I was everywhere itching my balls. It
Oh,
sucked.
Kylen.
Every night I had to go redo the cream and everything. So technically I got a physical 3 times straight.
He was just making sure.
He couldn't
Titus,
let you do the cream.
Well, no, I was 12,
hold
11, not
on.
12, 11 at the time, and he was doing it himself.
Kylen, did you check this man for a criminal record?
I did.
Okay.
I did. My
So,
dad said
real
he's
quick,
good.
so-
Okay. Oh, good is he?
So it bites you, right? And so nature, quite literally, Kylen, has sucked your balls.
Ooh.
Literally, I know.
You can be like, hey, nature, it's my balls again.
I wonder if they
Follow
had.
his
Had
plant
oxygen
jizz.
on
I
there.
wonder if they were wanting my good sperm babies.
All right, Kylen.
They're
That's
like,
enough of it.
quick, carry it to the master.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll get back to awkward girl stories.
Oh yeah, you want to tell one, Asa?
I have not a dozen, but nearly a
adds up a lot.
dozen.
Let's hear your best one, Asa.
All
Just
right,
for time's
so
sake.
the early years, I was so awkward that I couldn't speak to girls usually. To the girl I was interested in. Girls I weren't interested in, I had no trouble with. But if I had any form of interest, it was like there's like a bear trap. It's shut and they ain't happening.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't a lot of stuff to talk about from then, but there were a lot of instances of me not noticing people that had feelings for me, and awkwardness came from there. The earliest was there was a girl in our apartment complex that apparently was very infatuated with me and would always try and hold my hands. but like I
Mm.
would always move at just the right moment to like make it where she couldn't, and I wasn't
Mm.
even noticing.
And you liked her?
No, I didn't. I was just like, oh, this is just a girl I hang out
Oh.
with.
Yeah.
After this, let me know who it is. I'm curious.
I don't know her name.
Aw.
This-
Drew,
This is when I was like
This is a
5.
player.
This is when I
Drew.
was 5 years old. She was a random girl in our apartment complex that would who just played with some dude's charcoal.
So
We just
we're
stole some dude's charcoal and started drawing with it.
about out of time.
Oh my
And
god, that was a long time.
so Drew, you'll be the final one. Do you have any embarrassing girl stories?
Hang on. Let me think.
Well, I was thinking
wrap
of
my
it.
brain.
Fuck you, Trey, for wasting all the time with the fuck you jokes.
Man, let me
I didn't even get to my good ones. That was just the opener.
That was the warm up. I know we can.
we can reiterate sometime later. But Drew, do you have any stories?
Oh, we can cut Drew's audio out right about here.
Yeah.
Just going through something.
So for this bit, cut this out, and we will. Asa, can you tell another story for us?
Yes, the second one has a bit more layers to it. So there was this girl who was very infatuated with me. That when it was, she lived in Blanchard, I believe, because that's where we met at the library. So the first time we met, I'm sitting here, being little 13-year-old me, who was a raging brony at the time, watching brony YouTube videos, and she was like, "You like My Little Pony? That's pretty cool," which it isn't.
My Little Pony is the opposite of cool, and I used to be a brony.
Yeah. So she's like complimenting me on it, and she suggested a video for us to watch. So I watched it. It was something PewDiePie humping trees or whatever. I think it was like "Don't Hump Nature." I don't remember.
Uh-huh.
She then
Great
asked for my number.
Aw. How old were you
Do you know
guys?
what I responded with?
Hmm.
I don't have a phone, but I can get you my mom's or my
Probably better than that.
email.
I can hook you up with my email.
No, I went with email next.
Another one.
That reminds me of
Yeah.
I was at youth camp,
Mhm.
and so this is where I got to know Rose.
Mhm.
But
For
there's this-
clarification, Rose is kind of
Who's Rose? Hold on, let him explain. Who's Rose?
Rose is my girlfriend. Okay.
side piece.
Now, our one
We're
month
taking a fuck
anniversary
you?
is in 2 weeks, but no, I said 1 month. I meant 1 year.
Month? I was like, damn, on again, off again.
1 year anniversary, 2 weeks. Get to spend time with her.
Congratulations, by the
Anyway,
way.
thank
Mm.
you. Like you can get there.
Okay, I was about to say you too.
Anyway, yeah, at youth camp, I was crushing on Rose, and I was playing carpet ball. Do you know what carpet ball is?
Please do explain.
So
Did you say carpet or corporal?
carpet.
Please do explain, Kylen.
Carpet ball is this. So you have pool balls, and there's 6 on each side, maybe even 7 or 8, depending on how much you want. And there's this long board, like table, that you roll the balls on, and you set 6 balls up, and then you use it's like bowling. So you use the cue ball to try to knock your friends or other players' balls into the pit.
Yeah.
And if you knock all of them down, then you win. But if it's a tie, then you just put one up and keep going.
So
Anyway.
So Kylen, may I ask a question?
What?
So you knock balls, right?
Yeah.
So you spent the afternoon knocking balls around?
Believe the phrase is
More of a noon. I did that, like after lunch.
Yeah.
But as I was getting, there was this girl. Speaking, I'm 17 now, so I was 16. There's this 13-year-old girl that's across the waiting line,
Right.
and she looks at me and like stares at me for a good 20 minutes, and I'm just like creeped out. And as I'm walking away, she comes and pokes my shoulder, and I turn around and I say, "What do you want?" And she goes, "I like you." I'm like,
Oh, bold.
I know. I was like,
You're bolder than
that's
me.
kind of out of nowhere. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm 13 and I'm Ashley." And I'm like,
We say her name.
I didn't tell her that she was like underage for me, but no, that's not her name. That's not her name. I was just giving a name out. But after that, what was it? We went swimming that day because it was our swim day. And as I was doing the blob, which is a big inflatable that one person gets on the end and another jumps onto the other and causes them to launch.
Yeah.
But as I was in line, she saw me and she waves at me. And when she waves at me, she also winks at me. And I'm like creeped out by this girl because now I'm being stalked. So, yeah, it was a weird experience.
Creepy girl story, actually.
Kylen.
Yeah.
So I just want to clarify some things. So a girl was impressed by your ability to knock some balls around.
You could say that.
And with that, we're going to end this fine little podcast.
Wow.
Thank you everyone for coming.
You're welcome.
I was your host,
Kylen.
Trey.
I'll be back.
Baby.
Kylen did it twice.
I was joined by my co-host Titus.
Who sucks?
Episode. Screw you.
Go check out his Twitter. The new
Yeah, please. It validates me.
the new guest, Kylen.
What's up? How you doing?
Thank
I'll be back anytime.
Thank you for coming, Kylen. And
Love you, baby.
Anytime.
and the Drew. Thank you for coming. And Asa, as always, thank you for coming, Dad.
You're welcome. I hope my American Idol audition makes it to you.
I got the outro.
Dude.
Be sure to subscribe, leave a follow and like, and follow us on our social media pages.
Anyways, we will see you all next time. And we're going to try to keep this at a consistent schedule on Wednesday uploads. Goodbye, everybody.